Hey guys, so your daily dose today is about existential crisis. So this is a huge part of the experience of being an indigo child, which is usually 90% of indigo children are labeled ADD, ADHD. So a lot of those people that are being labeled with this are actually indigo children. So if you're labeled with ADD, ADHD, OCD, you're probably an indigo child. And so I'm going to explain part of the pain and suffering and struggle that indigo children and indigo adults go through before they experience spiritual healing. And it's called an existential crisis. So what an existential crisis is, or what this can be described as, this period of time in our lives. Mine happened when I was about 15, when I started feeling sort of the truth of who I was really revealed to me in a spiritual sense. And when you read about indigo children, you'll see that we have this connection to source energy, to God, to spirit that we've never forgotten. We know who we truly are in an expanded sense. We don't fit into the system of where things are at in our lives right now or in the world right now, because we kind of define that paradigm shift, which is a new way of thinking. We come into the world with a different perception than most people, different behaviors. Let's be honest, we can be crazy. We can appear that way because we're so disconnected from our vision of what life in the world can be and should be and what it actually is. There's such a disconnect that it causes such stress and trauma. And trust me, I'm not judging it. I am that, so I get it. But this existential crisis is when we see that this vision of how we remember life to be before we came into our bodies, how we understand the universe to work, is not being taught to us, is not being the example that our authority figures carry. So a lot of times we get labeled, we get medicated, we get, put into positions where we almost want to escape. We try to numb this knowing that we have by a lot of times eating disorders, anorexia. You don't want to be in this body. You don't want to be here. It doesn't make sense to you. You literally try to starve the life out of you. Or drinking or drugs. You want to numb this knowing, numb this intense sensitive feeling. These are all existential crises. These are ways we deal with it before we are healed, before we see that there's a different way and we are understood. And there are people out there now, I'm one of those people, that actually coach you back into wholeness from this place of sort of spiritual crisis. So all these things that we do to ourselves because we're just not feeling comfortable in our own body and not feeling comfortable living in this reality that does not reflect the knowing that we have and the understanding that we come in with and the true self that we're denying in all of these ways needs to be cured, needs to be helped, needs to be healed. So one of my missions is to do that. If you have more questions on this, I will be doing a lot of different videos on this coming up because I see that it is a huge trend right now in the people that I'm coaching, and it was absolutely the sort of breaking open of my spiritual journey about 20 years ago. So if you have questions or comments, please leave them below, and if not, I will see you guys tomorrow with another episode on the Indigo Children. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.